My name is Sean Michael Walker. This is Insurance You Indemnify Me. And today we have Terren Moore from Greenville, Texas.
That's
right. Is that
right.
accurate?
Absolutely.
How the heck are you doing?
Amazing, man. Glad to be here in
Terren
Colorado.
literally just walked into the office like 42 seconds ago.
Yep.
He's literally got 40 minutes tops, and then he's got to walk out. So this will not be your typical hour and a half long episode. This is going to be kind of fast action, live action podcast as quickly as possible. Is that okay?
The way to do it.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Some of the people like that long format stuff. So we'll see. So question number one is, who the heck are you? I see you on social media, and you're a piano player, and you're an insurance guy, and you're a farmer, and you're a Justin Boots model. And I don't even know what New Horizons is, but you were on the, you can come into the frame if you want. Everybody, that's
Miriam.
That's Miriam. Say hi, Miriam.
Hi, guys.
My awesome trainer here.
Everybody in the,
Show me all the ropes.
all the fans of the podcast are like, who is that lady? Okay. So
She's the MVP.
So who the heck are you, Terren? Like, how do I define you?
Man, I'm just a lover of people. You know,
Okay.
that's really the bottom line is like
Okay.
everything that I do is people are involved in everything that I do between farming and insurance and or Justin Boots being on the cover of a magazine. Like people are involved in everything that we do. So my thing is I just love people. I love meeting new people. My favorite hobby is probably going to an airport and
People watching
for one, people watching,
and people talking.
people talking. That's the fun stuff.
I like that too.
Like I just got off a plane literally a few minutes ago and made a new friend. Person, if you're sitting next to me on a plane, I'm going to know your name, your life story.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Who are your kids? What do you do for a
Where
living?
you're insured.
Where you insured at? All the above.
What your feelings are about supply chain, food supply chain, and all that kind of stuff.
All the above, man. So
Okay.
meeting new people is literally my favorite hobby besides farming and selling insurance.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
everything I do is people related, relationships. And that's why I love farming and insurance both together.
Well, in farming, aren't you by yourself a lot, just kind of doing your own thing? Or like, how do you meet
Yeah.
people doing farming? That seems like an oxymoron, if you will.
As far as like the cultivating the soil and working on the tractor and stuff,
Yeah.
yes, I am alone doing that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to marketing, you know, during the season of posting on social media, people come to the farm during the growing season as well.
Yeah.
They could see how this plant's growing,
Yeah.
what's it look like for a corn plant to start silking out or to tassel.
I don't know
people
what any of that
people don't
means.
see that very often. So
I wonder if anybody knows what that means. That's some growing phase of the corn plant or something? Okay, great.
It's part of the process. So I get to have people out to the farm to say, hey, this is what this looks like. This is how this works.
Yeah.
This is how your food is grown. And so I get to have this relationship with people along the way. And then when it comes to marketing that crop, whether it be at a
Selling the
wholesaler,
crop,
selling the crop at a wholesaler or a market or even individual just coming to the house or come to the farm. Hey, I'm your farmer. You're the producer. It's straight up farmer to producer. Like you've seen the guy who's growing the food for you. So I love that part, the relationships and the people.
Do you get how long have we known each other? A couple years? How long has it been?
Yeah, a year or two.
Okay, so let's just say a couple years.
Yeah.
Has your farming, has the land that you farm gotten bigger? I think when we first talked, it was like, I've got, I don't even know how much. I have no idea how much land it was, but I've got some land. And I was like, that sounds like a decent chunk of land, but has it gotten bigger or smaller or anything?
It has gotten bigger as far as like farm acreage.
Okay.
But the location's gotten smaller, if that makes sense. So I had 30 acres at one point that I was leasing in Greenville.
Okay.
The guy sold the land, had to move off within a few weeks.
Yeah.
And my realtor, Crystal, she was like, hey, our church has some land that we're not going to use for a few years.
Yeah, do you want to play with it?
Do you want to cultivate, keep it clean for us? I said, absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
I'm your guy. So now that location is 14 acres.
Okay.
But this 14 acres, I can cultivate the entire thing versus the 30 that I had. I was only farming
I see.
5 or 6 of it.
I see.
Lots of woods and creeks and stuff like that. So
I see.
But it's a niche business. It's sweet corn, peas, okra. So it's like everything we do is hand harvested.
Yeah.
So hand harvesting 14 acres, it's like
Sounds
14
horrible.
football fields.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
If you can kind of picture like 14 football fields. worth of produce.
And how does farming and insurance, how do these two worlds marry together? I don't know how you're doing it, but it seems like you're marrying these two worlds together beautifully.
Thank you.
From afar.
Yeah.
And I'm just over here in Denver, like scratching my head going, I don't understand farming. I do understand insurance. I don't know how he's marrying these two worlds together, but from afar, it looks like you're doing it incredibly well. So how do these worlds even marry together, first of all?
So, yeah.
And then how are you doing it?
So when we think about it, everything we do is either involved with agriculture or insurance. Okay. So like before I got here today, I had some French toast and strawberries. So it comes from a farm, a vegetable farm, and then French toast.
Farm.
The bread. Farm.
Oh.
Everything we do. Yeah, everything we do. Farm.
Yeah, sure.
I was at the airport, and I had a mimosa with my new airport friend.
Yeah.
Comes from farm. Orange.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And so we break bread with people. We have drinks with people.
Yeah.
We meet for dinners. We have coffee meetings, all farm related.
Yeah.
And then insurance. I'm here in the PGI office today, the headquarters.
Yeah.
And so this place
welcome, by the way. I don't even know if I've said welcome yet. I mean, we literally just jumped on this thing.
We just jumped in. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
Thank you. But it's probably insured by somebody if this building were to burn down.
Sure.
We have insurance to rebuild that building as is.
Yeah.
Y'all probably have insurance for your employees, maybe health insurance or life insurance by chance. Yeah. And so everything we do is either involved with insurance or ag. We'll always eat. People always have cars. People always drive. People always have a place to live.
Yep.
People always have, there's always going to be some kind of business where people are going to need, health insurance for their employees or property insurance. So everything we do is just either involved with eating or insurance, business, everything.
Eating or insuring.
Yeah, and we can't run a business without food. We can't do anything without food.
Yeah,
like I can't sell insurance if I'm not eating.
Yeah,
I'll die.
Yeah. So how'd you become a piano player?
My dad is the world's best piano player, like hands down.
Really?
My dad can play piano and organ. So as a little kid, like I was like a year old. Just hearing that over and over, hearing it in the house, hearing it at church, like just being around that all the time. I picked up drums at 7 years old. I was a full-time church musician at 7 years old, playing drums. So I've always been a drummer for my whole life pretty much. Yeah. But one day I was like, Dad, can you teach me Amazing Grace on the piano? And he's like, sure, son. Taught me one song, and then I learned another song. Then you learn that chord progressions are kind of married to each other within certain genres. And so at this point now I can hear a song on the radio and figure out what key it's in and probably play that song just from years of practicing, playing, and just hearing how chord progressions kind of like formulate and stuff.
So you play at church? Is that the
I
only
play at
place you
church.
Play?
Yeah,
right now?
That's it right now. Yeah, I play at two different churches.
Enough,
It's enough. I play at a church in Tyler, kind of near where I'm from. And I play a church in Greenville where my office and farm is at. Yeah. So every Sunday.
You live in Tyler? You don't live in Tyler, right?
I live in Cattle Mills, which is close to Greenville.
I'm sure I've been there, but I'm sure I've been there.
Right. Close to Greenville.
In fact, I think I know exactly where it is, actually.
For real?
I'm dead serious.
Are you dead serious?
I'm dead serious. I've zipped all over that state 100 times over, but I used to live in Frisco.
Oh,
and
that helps. Yeah.
And I called on insurance agencies all over that state with my reps, and yep. So I'm sure I've been there. All right. How'd you become a Justin Boots model? Was that just a big fluke?
I don't know how that happened. I'm looking back. Okay, I know how it happened. Relationships with people.
Okay.
Relationships.
Yeah.
A girl that I met in college, she ended up working for Justin Boots on the marketing side, reached out to me. She's like, hey, we're doing an article for, I think it's like a Black Cowboys or Black Ag Guys type deal. And I was like, yeah, I'm a black guy in ag.
I fit both of those
I fit both of those. I live that lifestyle. So they put me on in the magazine and posted a picture of me on, a horse or a tractor.
Yeah.
And wearing a cowboy hat and
there
boots, like just all Terren. So just know more people, doors just open. I speak to a lot of high schools too, and I tell these kids, like, more folks you know, more opportunities open.
More doors open.
Doors open. Like, I've also been a Cavender's model. I've been National FFA magazine just from knowing the right people and just being in the right place at the right time too. But just just no more folks and things just happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it looks like from a social media perspective, it looks like things are happening for you. So, so let me ask that. We're going to get into some stuff, but from a social media perspective, it looks like the most recent thing that's happened for you is the Mike Stromso thing. So, what was that all about? How cool was it? Tell the audience about that weekend, if you will.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
it's crazy how it all like streams down. So
yeah,
I was at Insurance Soup.
Okay,
which you were there too.
Yeah, I was.
Awesome conference.
Yeah. Killer MC. Somebody
killer
was
MC.
MC.
Whoever that guy was.
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Right. Moving on. It's not about the MC.
Right. He could sing really good though.
I don't
know anything about that.
I don't know anything about that.
So I met a guy named Chris Paradiso.
Yep.
He's one of the speakers
Great
at
guy.
Soup.
Yep.
Awesome guy.
Yep.
Don't know how it happened, but we just hit it off.
Yeah.
We started talking.
Everybody hits it off with
Right.
Chris Paradiso.
Who can't? Right.
Right.
Awesome dude.
Yeah.
We hit it off, and he's like, hey, you should come to Mike Stromso's boot camp. And I was like, who's Mike Stromso? He's like, dude, you should just be there. Like, just show up.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Done.
So I literally just showed up to the boot camp. He's like, hey, I didn't think you'd come. I said, hey, man, you told me to show up. And I mean, you were on stage speaking. So
it was
obviously
in San Diego?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, obviously, Chris, you're doing something right. So, like, whatever you say to do, like,
I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it. I'll duplicate whatever you're doing to get to where you are someday.
It's funny when he says, Sean, you got to read this book. I immediately go buy the book.
Right.
And, it's fun. I'm a part of his mastermind, and Chris Paradiso is the greatest.
Absolutely.
And he's got Last Agent Standing, so everybody go buy that magazine. It's amazing. Yeah, everybody's got to read it. But you got to rub shoulders with some of the greats that weekend. So
man.
Tell us who you got to rub some shoulders with.
It was so cool. I'll tell you that my highlight was we were running one morning, either 5 a.m.
Yeah.
We went for a 3-mile run.
Yeah.
And I love like fitness, running.
Sure.
Actually, I don't really love running. I just love the feeling of just doing something that's not comfortable.
Yeah.
And getting better for it.
Yeah.
I don't really love just running.
Yeah.
But anyways.
You love the byproduct of running.
The byproduct,
Yeah.
exactly. So
I'm the same way. It's like that hurt.
Yeah.
I don't like the pain, but I like the fact that it hurt, you know?
Yeah, but I'm going to keep doing it either way.
Exactly.
Me, Chris, Bill Butler, Mike Stromso, and Nick with McLean Insurance. We're out running one morning, and we're just running, talking about life, man. Yeah. This is outside the conference.
Yeah.
Talking about life. I'm running here. I'm 26 years old. I'm the youngest guy at the whole conference for sure. And I'm running with these guys who have these like magnificent insurance agencies.
Right.
And I'm like, not even a year in yet. And I'm just surrounded by
I just want to be quiet and listen to the conversation.
Yeah. Like, shut up and listen.
Yeah,
That's
right.
all I'm doing, man. And as Chris is talking and he's just speaking positivity and like the guy putting it on, Mike Stromso, he's running. And it's just like, man, it's the coolest thing ever being with those high performing guys doing the same thing they're doing. We're all running the same pace. And it's being around that positive energy, just knowing how successful they are and just the positive vibes, man. That's the highlight of the whole thing. Not even conference related. Conference was awesome, but the people I met was just like awesome people. Perfect. But Mike's 3 Ps, of course, people, processes, and promotions. And for me, what I took away from it the most was processes. That's probably probably the most important thing of structuring an insurance agency, I think, is your process. Absolutely. Because it can protect you from E&O claims, protect you from hiring and firing the right people, having the right folks on your team.
Having the right amount of horsepower behind the engine,
Exactly. Like a process for when you first get that phone call, to when you run a quote for someone, to when you send the quote over or tell them to over the phone, to when you follow up. How do you follow up? When do you follow up? Do you follow up with a text or with an email or with a phone call? Like just that entire process to when you bind the policy, a welcome email, like how do you do that? When you send out all that stuff is like just duplicating that.
You guys didn't get into that at the conference though, did you? Like you guys couldn't have possibly gotten into all of that detail, right?
Not that detail, but I had a lot of 101.
This is what you need to go back and do, right?
Exactly. It's pretty high level, but I had a lot of one-on-one conversations with people who
like, how are you doing that specific thing in your agency so I can replicate it?
That's what conferences are all about. I feel like this is the one-on-one connection that you have when you're there. People who are like-minded as well.
I love it. I love when somebody from stage says something that resonates, And then at the next break, you're going, "Hey, how do you do that thing?" And they go, "Oh, we do that thing. Let me show you how we do that thing." So it's almost like the breaks and the runs and the dinners and the breakfasts beforehand is where you go deeper into the things that resonate from stage.
Absolutely,
Cool.
absolutely.
Very cool. So it was good.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah, you got to
I'll be
meet
there.
Daniel Song, right?
Yep, met Daniel.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yep.
Good. You know, I was on a conference call earlier this week, and Chris Paradiso was on the call, and Daniel was on the call, but Chris, he's got that accent, that Northeastern accent, and he kept saying idea. I think he said idea, like instead of idea, he's like, so what's the idea or something like that. It was something, but you know, I grew up in San Francisco. To me, I was like kind of like, oh man, that's such a funny accent. So
a true Italian at heart too.
Yeah. All right. So, how did you get interested in insurance? How long ago? How many years ago?
Almost 5 years.
5 years ago.
I was fresh out of college, man.
Wow.
Here's what happened.
Where'd you go to college?
Tarleton State University.
Okay, good. I was hoping you weren't going to say A&M. So
Yeah.
That's
Well,
good.
they're a sister school of A&M, so we're
Oh, no.
in the same family. Sorry.
shoot.
So I went to junior college first, TJC, Tar Junior College,
Okay.
on a full ride band scholarship.
Okay.
So I played percussion out there.
Okay.
And transferred to Tarleton State in 2016 and graduated in 17.
Okay.
So went to school out there, got an ag degree.
Uh-huh.
The whole time I was very involved with Texas Farm Bureau.
Yeah.
So Farm Bureau, they're all over,
Yeah,
but there's
sure.
there's one in Texas, of course.
Yeah.
And they're an ag organization with an insurance benefit.
Yeah.
And so you're a member of Texas Farm Bureau, you have access to the insurance benefits.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a pretty unique deal, but it works out really
Yeah.
good for their organization.
Well, it's a unique way to fall into insurance too. I don't think a lot of people fall into insurance via Farm Bureau.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So,
So
but it definitely gives you a unique angle for the rest of your career.
it does. So I was very involved on the ag side, and then they told me, hey, you can be a field rep, which is basically like an ag teacher over like a whole county pretty much. They said, here's your set salary. And I was like, well, I'm 21 years old. What if I want to work more and make more money? They're like, no, it's a salary job.
Right.
You get this, but you get benefits. You get this. I'm like, that's nice. But like, what if I want to work on a weekend?
Yeah. Right.
Make more money.
Yeah.
It's not. I was like, well, is there anything else that I could look at where I can make more money, like just for working harder? I said insurance. I was like, insurance?
No, I didn't get a degree for that.
I don't think I want to do that. And they were like, we can make this much money. I was like, sign me up.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
I said, yeah, I think I want to do. I love insurance. Like, sign me up for it. Like, I'm all for it. So that's literally what happened. Wow. And they showed me the dollar amount. And they said, you'll meet a lot of people. And I was like, people?
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it just fell into place.
Huh.
I worked in Hunt County Farm Bureau. My manager was Jeff Witt, and he taught me the discipline and structure of how to be a successful insurance agent.
You still stay in touch with him?
Absolutely.
Good.
We had lunch last month.
Would you say he's on your personal board of directors?
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. He just showed me how to maximize relationships, how to close, how to fight objections, like structured my whole, daily processes too. Yeah. He also gets up at 4 or 5 in the morning. He goes for a run. He works out. Just those daily habits that successful people do. People who are successful just do the same thing over and over and just duplicate it. Yep. So it's like, I'm just going to do what Jeff does because he's my manager. So obviously he did something right. And he's successful. So, but he's been really my biggest mentor the whole process through as far as the captive side goes. And once I got out, got to the independent world, and then things just kind of changed with your angle of what you're doing, everything.
The product. Farm Bureau is different. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how I fell into insurance, man. Cool. It just from being an ag guy, from being a farmer, and they fell into, and they showed me that so you can work harder, make more money, and I made that amount of money, and I was like, man, this is
great.
Crazy.
They weren't lying. You can do it.
And I was like, dude, I can go to Whataburger and get the combo now. Man, I used to go to the fast food restaurants and get just the burger itself.
The $1.99 burger.
Yeah, and I'll just get a water to drink.
$8 burger now. Yeah. This is crazy.
I used to just get a water to drink, just a burger and a water to drink. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, I'll get the burger, the fries, right. Maybe a Sprite or sweet tea.
Can I get that on
combo.
Texas toast? Because
right.
I can afford it now.
Absolutely.
How'd you find Premier?
man, how did I? Oh, CIA.
CIA.
Facebook.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
So, but I've heard about y'all before I knew about CIA.
Okay.
A guy that lives in my town is from this Denver area.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
You do?
He was the Allstate guy.
Yep.
Oh, what's his name? And I know his wife too, right?
Yep.
I bumped into her at the airport, and the day
John
before we were talking
Thompson.
about you.
Yep.
John Thompson
and Brandy.
Yeah, and Brandy. There you go.
They live like 20 minutes from me now.
That's so funny.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. That's a good story for the audience. We're not going to tell it because we don't have time. But we were talking about you, and then the very next day, I'm in Dallas, I think, at Love Airport.
Yeah.
And Brandy comes walking up. Hey, Sean, how's it going? I'm like, what? I was just talking about you, Brandy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Okay, let's keep moving on. Key to your success. What's been the key to your success so far?
Daily habits for one. And the bounce back mentality, which is what Jeff Witt taught me. Bounce back mentality. When things don't go our way, when we don't close a deal that we want to close, or if that employee doesn't work out, or if things don't work out, how fast do you bounce back when things go bad?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's helped me out so much, man. Just because things happen, when you're the business owner, when your name's on the door, you're the agency owner, like you carry all the responsibility for everything, like things happen, and it's like, do I sulk in this for a week, or do I just accept what happened, learn from it, bounce back, and simply move forward? That's been awesome. Yeah. And just daily habits. I get up every morning about 5 o'clock. I go to the gym. Yeah. At least 3 days a week. Yeah. I work out. I run. I meal prep. I drink a lot of water. I eat pretty healthy. Just feeling good about yourself, Yeah. Just I don't sleep in because, I'll never forget this one time when I was still at Farm Bureau. I slept in one day, and a client called me. Dude, that happened one time.
You had sleepy voice, and they could
tell you, they're like, hey, you just not waking up? And it was like 8:15. You just not getting up? And I was like, no, man, I've been up for a while. It was just you're just trying to get
crap. I can hear it in your voice.
I can tell. I was like, this is so embarrassing. Yeah. So ever since that day, I was like, I'm never, ever sleeping in during the week again.
That's funny.
Like on Saturdays, I'll sleep till like 7 on a Saturday. Sure. But man, during the week, that's the most embarrassing thing ever. A client who's paying you money for their insurance needs something. You're, hello? Yeah. Right. Not good, man. Not a good look.
What's your favorite produce to grow?
I love growing peas, actually. It's my first crop I ever grew.
Really?
Yeah.
Does hail destroy your crop in Greenville all the time?
Not really. Not very often. Like, we're in hail country.
Yeah, you are.
But
you're kind of like, what are you, 2 hours out of DFW or an hour and a half?
About an hour from DFW. Okay. But as far as it hitting on the crops, the peas are such a resilient crop. They actually originated in Africa, and so they're very, for one, drought tolerant, and they're just tough crops. Yeah. You can literally mow them down; they'll come back. Wow! Like there's tough crops, and so we had bad drought in 2011 in Texas, and I still made money that year farming peas. So if hail does hit it, man, they're just so tough they'll grow back. You
still might actually have something left.
You still might have something left.
Yeah. So processes. We got 3 more questions left, and then we're going to call it quits. And that's the fastest podcast I've ever done, ever. Sweet. But you just got done with this this weekend down in San Diego with some very well known names. But and you talked a lot about processes while you were down there. What's the most recent process you've adopted in your agency?
Our most recent process is our renewal process. Okay. Because I'm 30 days out from renewals, which is kind of close. It's closer than it should be. But we actually have a meeting also Tuesday to perfect that process. But utilizing my ringless voicemail for renewals. And so 30 days before that renewal, hey, Sean, your renewal is going to come up next month. Just wanted to let you know we're going to be reviewing that renewal. No action needed on your behalf. We're just going to review it with you. And if we see a drastic increase, we'll make sure to solve it for you. But if we're still in a good place, it'll renew as is. No action needed on your behalf. And thank you for your business. Yeah, yeah. So we haven't done it yet because renewals haven't hit yet. But next week, we're going to start doing that. So that's our newest process in the agency so far.
You don't shop every renewal. That's not what you're saying, right?
No. It's like if there's a drastic,
Yeah,
if there's something
if
drastic.
we see something that's an anomaly, we'll dig into it and we'll call you and let you know.
If it's like a 60% increase and I've got a carrier that's, compared to what they have, I'll shop that. But 10%, we're probably gonna leave it where it is.
Okay, good. Good. I'm like, wait a second. Please don't tell me.
Every policy gets shopped.
I thought I may be remembering incorrectly, but I thought Ron Wadley said he does that, and I almost fell out of my chair.
If Ron does it, I'm doing it. If Ron does it, I'm doing it. Take that back.
But
Uncle Ron does it. I'm shopping every policy renewal.
But I remember, if I remember correctly, I thought he said he did it. But I also think it was something to do with something unique about his agency, why he does it. Most, I would say 99% of agencies don't do that. And most kind of draw that line in the sand somewhere around 15-20% increase before they actually go, something's wrong. Let me just take a second look at it real fast before renewal.
Right.
All right. Tech in your agency.
Tech first is we use our Easy Links. We have Agency Elephant for our automation, which has been life-changing.
Okay. How long have you had it?
6 or 7 months now.
Okay, cool.
Man, coolest thing ever. I've never used any kind of automation before for anything.
Yeah.
But I always thought it's so cool if I go to a restaurant and they'll text me like, "Hey, your table is ready." Automated stuff like that. I'm like, how do they know? How do they take? So learning that, like a quote follow up campaign, we've learned that. Lost quotes, and I'll get a text on a Monday at 2:00, yes, and I'm like, yes. I sent them an automated text that I didn't even know. I wasn't even there.
Yes,
I'm like, Now it's like, hey, so and so, lost your quote a few months ago. Want to see if you want to reshop that? And they're like, yes. I'm like, all right, hey, that's a win, man.
I think something great just happened.
So that's been the coolest thing ever.
Find out what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Matt Hahn, what happened here? Something good, I think, happened.
It's been awesome, man. So I'm getting a lot of those texts now just out of nowhere,
cool.
Yes, you're late, let's do it.
Yeah.
Which is something I've never done before.
Yeah, great.
And also for my assistant, she sees our text messages. If I'm out in Colorado hanging with the team, she can still see the text and she can reply to those if I'm not in the office. It's just such a streamlined. That's been a big process too. It's just customer service with our clients, quick responses. Easy Links, Agency Elephant, Jot Forms for quoting.
Okay.
What else do I have? I'm a pretty simple guy. Jot Forms.
That's all right. You don't. I think a lot of people get really lost in the cool tech stack, and then it's okay, you went down a really crazy weird road, but I think you can stay pretty simple and still knock out amazing processes in the agency.
Absolutely, that's our biggest things that we have. Job forms. I know I have a lot of other things that are on my toolbar. I just can't picture what they are. My assistant probably watching this right now is like, I know we have all this. We have all this stuff. But she does a lot of stuff behind the scenes too.
You hired a new producer recently. Did I see that?
I did.
Who's that?
His name's Renee Espinoza.
And is Renee killing it? Is he new to insurance?
He's new to insurance. Yeah. And so we're just, learning the ropes, creating processes, showing just how to do the thing.
Yeah.
How to make it work. Yeah. Like Renee, I'm new to the town, and so I was new to the town at one point. He's been there for a few years, so he doesn't have the natural market that I didn't have either.
Yeah.
And so we both have to learn how to straight up build relationships with new people and go get new business. Yep. So I'm still kind of training him.
Who knows if he does that well?
Yeah. So still training him on just how to do that. Just focusing on customer service. Just make sure we reply to our customer within a timely manner, and just also the bounce back mentality. Yeah. If he's starting to see sometimes I get hit in the head. Sometimes people say no. You'll work for hours for a commercial quote, and they'll say no. And it's that sucks, but we got to keep going.
You got 5 minutes to dwell on it, and then you got to bounce back and do something else.
You got to bounce back. Because it's natural. It's a very natural thing to get in that funk
what
of
am I doing?
What am I doing wrong? Yeah, what am I doing wrong? This is just getting hit and hit and hit. Hey, bounce back. One more.
Yep.
Chris know that. One more.
Yep.
Just do one more.
Yep.
Even when I work out, man,
I
just do one more rep when I get done with the whole set. I just do one more.
Yeah.
It's just a mental thing. Just knock on one more door or make one more call.
Yep.
It'll change your whole life. One more a day is 365.
Yep, that's right.
That's a lot.
That's right. Chris had me read that book, Can't Hurt Me.
Oh, David Goggins, the GOAT. That guy he's something different, man.
It's insane. But in that book, he said something like, what did he say? Navy SEALs do on average 1,000 push-ups a day. And so I remember reading that and going, okay, I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups. And of course it took like a month of like getting ready to get to 1,000 push-ups. But, by the end of 1,000 push-ups, like my tendons are like screaming, and I think I'm ruining my body for the rest of my life. But I'm also, young 40s.
Right.
Navy SEALs are like young 20s, so or even younger than that. So
David Goggins is just built different.
Oh man,
the guy like will run literally for days.
It's crazy.
And he just like I think of him a lot when I'm like in my insurance agency. I'm just like, dude, like, what would David Goggins do?
Yeah.
Like, he would
could
straight
you imagine, could you imagine David Goggins being an insurance agent? I mean, it's like what's he gonna?
Why would you not do this?
Yeah.
What is your freaking problem?
Yeah,
freaking weak. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the explicit too.
Yeah. Although I think they have cleaner versions of his books. Wow. I think you can buy edited versions of his books that clean out all the expletives. Last question, okay?
All right.
What advice would you give younger self? I mean, you're already still so young, but what advice would you give younger self? It sounds like you've been playing all your cards right so far. So what advice would you give younger self?
Younger self, honestly, I would not spend so much money at bars, honestly. That's like, I know it's like probably not like a, super cool answer.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would have not have gone out so much when I was like 21 through 25. Because at this point I'm 26 and I just don't go out very much
it's borne
anymore.
no fruit.
And it literally nothing good has come from me going to a bar having multiple drinks.
Yeah.
Like it's fun in the moment. Then it's like the next day, for one, you don't feel good, and like you look at your
and then you
bank
sleep
and
in,
like,
and then you answer the call at 8:15,
Exactly.
and then your customer's going, "Who are you?
Exactly. What were
Why
you
am I up before you?
Yeah, what were you doing last night?
Yeah,
It's like, what you're doing last night. It's just like, oh. That's honestly one thing that I would have told Tarren.
Less money at bars.
Less money at bars. And let's just going out. I would have focused more on reading books or being in masterminds or being with people who are running or being at the gym more, just doing those things. But all your friends are doing it. And so you're like, what would be with my friends? I've got to be out. I've got to be going out and all this kind of stuff. But it's not the case. Like, I would have gone back and spent way more time on my career, which I do work a lot.
Yeah, sure.
And I always have.
Sure.
But spend more time perfecting my craft and meeting, people who aren't drunk.
Yeah, right.
Being around people who are sharp and in the right mind and having more genuine conversations. Like, you go to a bar and you're like, I'm going to pass some cards out and get them buy insurance.
It's going nowhere.
It's going nowhere. Yeah. They're drunk. They'll forget you the next day.
Yeah, right.
But in my mind, when I was 21, I was like, I'm going to go to the bars and just meet people, buy them drinks and stuff. And it's like, they're just getting free beers, man. They don't really care about your insurance agency. Yeah. So I just would have been around different people in that time and just spent less time going out. I mean, the money that I spent for going out, I could have invested that and probably had a bigger staff at this point. I have an assistant now. Her name's Sarah. Dude, she's freaking crushing it. She's doing awesome.
Cool.
Also new to insurance, but trained her, and she's just knocking stuff out. She's been awesome. Yeah. But it'd been cool if I could have invested that money and be able to give her a bigger raise next year instead of buying beers. Yeah. Now, I still enjoy a beverage every now and then, but not slamming them all the time.
But you lost 4 years, 4 nights a week.
Yeah. And it just adds up over time. So I'll tell anyone younger who's like 21, or even if you're in 30 still doing the same thing, cut it out. Like, just quit doing it. Yeah. Like, go have a cocktail on the weekend with a friend and go home and get some rest and like feel good the next day and like go run. Like, getting drunk and stuff is just a waste of time. Will always be a waste of time. Yeah. Like, nothing good comes from it. Yeah. And I've done it. That's why I'm saying it. Like, I know the whole process. Yeah. So water's good, working out is good, running's good.
Yep,
like,
it's all good.
Good people, Yep. It's just a better investment in yourself.
Yeah. Good. Anything else you want to say? This is your moment. So you get to say it. After in 30 seconds, I turn it all off and it's all over. So what do you want to say? Anything last thing you want to say?
Here's what I would say. If there's anyone watching that has like a desire or something in their heart that's just freaking burning. Like for me, it was farming. Like I saw a tractor plant a field one day. And I saw. That's
so weird to me, but I get it. That's fine. Yeah, I'm with you. That's fine. That speaks to some people.
Yeah, but I had no idea like what it was about. But I just knew it looked cool. I didn't know how to drive a tractor or anything. And there's a guy in our church named Jerry who sold peas.
He said, "I can show you how to do this."
Yeah, and my girl was spending $100, per season on peas. I was like, man, like if I made a couple $100 like in a week selling peas, like that'd be awesome. Yeah. So like that became like a burning desire for me. I was like, I want to be a farmer. Like this is what I want to do. I want to farm like acreage, get a tractor and get land. Yeah. And so I took action on it. There's not a whole lot of first generation farmers around anymore because it's hard.
So peculiar.
But when you have that burning desire, everyone knows what that is. If that burning desire is like what they want to do. And like, I always want to have my own business, like having like an insurance agency. Like I saw Chuck or Charles McDade. Yep. I saw him. He's like another brother owning a business like that. And I was like, man, so it's doable. It's possible. And that desire burned up in me. I also at Farm Beer at the time. The desire burned up. I was like, man, I'd love to have more farms and insurance, like my own insurance agency. Yeah. And then, like,
it came to fruition.
It came to fruition, right? And so, if anyone has that burning desire, I say, don't overthink it. There's never a right time to do it. Just go get it, man. Just go take action and just go do it. But don't overthink it, because if I thought too hard, I'd been like,
farm and insurance. I can't put those two together.
I can't do that. That's just that wouldn't work. Like, don't ever think. Just have that idea. Just go get it. Take action. That's what I say to anyone. Change my life. Just take action.
I love it.
Show up. Just get it done.
I love it. Tarren, thank you very, 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 very much for this interaction. I was excited for this. This happened on like a whim. And
on a whim, man. Like
I heard you were coming. I was like, I'd love to make it work. The window's tight, and we made it work. And I can't tell you how excited I am. So thank you for making this happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Firm handshake. This guy's ripped. So we'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Premier Group Insurance is providing this podcast for informational uses only. This podcast should not be relied on as legal or medical advice. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by Premier Group Insurance. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply any endorsement to them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Premier Group Insurance employees, i.e. Sean Michael Walker, are those of the employees and do not necessarily reflect the view of Premier Group Insurance. Copyright 2022. Premier Group Insurance, Inc., all rights reserved.